Lesson 18, Violence Against Women and Their Children Act on Republic Act No. 9262. The Republic Act 9262, or the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children, is a result of the strong advocacies on women's human rights in the country. So this law was deemed to be a sign victory for all Filipino women, as it was based on the right of women not to suffer abuse, discrimination, and violence in their respective relationship. So this Republic Act 9262 is about the women not to suffer the abuse, discrimination, and violence in their relationship. So what are the important features of Republic Act number 9262? So the four kinds of violence against women and children: first, physical; two, psychological; three, sexual; four, economic. So first, in a physical, so means this violence maapektuhan ang ilahang physical. Like example, kanang dapatan sila, bukbukon. Then psychological is so especially kanang ilahang mind, matrauma. Then sexual abuse. Then economic, kailangan og naa sila dili masabtan about sa ilahang anak, ilahang children, kailangan mo sustento sila. Violence against women and children is a public crime. The crime is perpetrated not only a single individual but against the entire society, thus anyone who has personal knowledge of the abuse, violence, or discrimination can file a complaint. Upon filing the case, the victim, survivor, or anyone who has personal knowledge can apply for a protection order to enforce distance between her and the perpetrator. Stronger community mechanism to respond cases. Various government agencies are mandated to apply response or formulate mechanism to respond to reported cases of violence against women and children immediately. So Republic Act 9262 specify the following as right of the victim survivors. Under Section 35, rights of victims, in addition to their rights under existing laws, victims of violence against women and their children shall have the following rights. First, to be treated with respect and dignity, to be availed of legal assistance from the public attorney's office or PAO and the Department of Justice or any public legal assistance office. C, to be entitled to support services from the DSWD and the LGUs or local governments units. Next, to be entitled to all legal remedies and support as provided under the Family Code, and to be informed of the right to apply for a protection order. The right to privacy of the victim is also provided in the law, and its violation is punishable by imprisonment and fine. So duties in national and local government's office. Section 39 of Republic Act 9262 provides for the creation of the Interagency Council on Violence Against Women and Children, which shall formulate gender-sensitive programs and projects according to their respective agency. Mandates include capability-building programs for their employees. Following agencies of the IAC, VAWC, DSWD, National Commission on the Role of Filipino Women, Civil Service Commission, Commission on Human Rights, Council of the Welfare of Children, Department of Justice, Department of Interior and Local Government, Philippine National Police, Department of Health, Department of Education, Department of Labor and Employment, and National Bureau of Investigation. The implementing rules and regulation of the VAWC Act state the following duties and responsibilities of the LGUs or the barangay in addressing VAWC cases, apart from the issuances of Barangay Protection Code. Section 47, Duties and Function of Barangay Officials. In order to eliminate violence against women and children, barangay officials shall A. Undertake and Education Program, Republic Act Number 9262, and on violence against women and their children and why it exists. The rights and remedies of victim survivors and the duties of residents and all barangay official. B. Have family violence prevention program including peer counseling or men. Support organizing efforts and development programs for women in the community. Prioritize livelihood project for victim survivors. Involve women in planning and implementation of all program and projects in the barangay. Have an anti-VAWC desk officer in the barangay who shall coordinate a one-stop help desk as much as possible. This help desk shall be open for 24 hours. Next, ensure that all barangay officials, barangay health workers, barangay nutrition scholars, other barangay workers, and tanod or barangay security officers undergo gender sensitivity seminars to enable them to respond to victims of violence. Next, develop a system to document and report cases of VAWC and assistance program to the victims thereof, and if applicable necessary, prescribe additional guidelines and standards provided that these are consistent with the Act. So Republic Act 9262 or the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children seek to address the prevalence of violence against women and their children by their intimate partner like husband or ex-husband, live-in partner or former live-in partner, boyfriend or girlfriend or ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend, dating partner or former dating partner, and classifies VAWC as a public crime. So what is violence against women and children under Republic Act 9262? So this Republic Act refers to any act or series of acts committed by any person against a woman in his wife, former wife, or against a woman with whom the person has or had sexual or dating relationship, or with whom he has a common child, or against her child, whether legitimate or illegitimate, within or without the family abode, which result in or is likely to result in physical, sexual, psychological harm or suffering or economic abuse, including threats of such acts, battery, assault, coercion, harassment, or arbitrary deprivation of liberty. So children are those below 18 years of age or older but are incapable of taking care of themselves. It includes biological children of the victim and other children under her care. Dating relationship is one which has a romantic involvement. It means that a relationship existed between a woman and a partner who is abusive or has previously abused her, whether or not the relationship was formal. Sexual relation refer to a single sexual act which may or may not result in the bearing of a common child. The VAWC includes but is not limited to the following acts. First, physical violence refers to acts that include bodily or physical harm. Second, sexual violence refers to an act which is sexual in nature committed against a woman or her child. It includes but it's not limited to A. Rape, sexual harassment, acts of lasciviousness, treating a woman or her child as a sex object, making demeaning and sexually suggestive remarks, physically attacking the sexual parts of the victim's body, forcing the victim to watch absence publication and indecent shows, or forcing the woman or her child to do indecent acts and or make films thereof, forcing the wife and mistress, lover to live in the conjugal home or sleep together in the same room with the abuser. Next, acts causing or attempting to cause the victim to engage in any sexual activity by force, threat or force, physical or other harm, or threat of physical or other harm or coercion. Third, prostituting the woman or her child. Third, psychological violence refers to act or omission causing or likely to cause mental or emotional suffering of the victim, such as but not limited to intimidation, harassment, stalking, damage to property, public ridicule or humiliation, repeated verbal abuse, and marital infidelity. It includes causing or allowing the victim to witness the physical, sexual, or psychological abuse of a member of the family to which the victim belongs, or to witness pornography in any form, or to witness abusive injury to pets, or unlawful or unwanted deprivation of the right to custody and or visitation of common children. For economic abuse refers to act that makes or attempt to make a woman financially dependent. This include but is not limited to the following: withdrawal of financial support or preventing the victim from engaging in any legitimate profession, occupation, business, or activity, deprivation of financial resources and the right to conjugal community or property owned in common, destroying household property, or controlling the victim's own money or properties. So the actual cases, the Supreme Court of the Philippines ruled on several cases involving violation of the Anti-Violence Against Women and Children Act, or Republic Act 9262. So here the cases. Case 1, Dinambling versus CA, GR 199522 on June 22, 2015, and Case 2, Ang versus CA and Sagud, JR 182835 on April 20, 2010. So Case 1, Ricky Dinambling, a policeman, was in a 5-year relationship with AAA. They had 2 common children, aged 4 and 2. One night, he went to AAA's boarding house with a friend after drinking session. As AAA was putting the children to bed, he started to evict her for the reason that she was using the place as a warehouse, wherein she brought her partners. She did not want to leave, but he threw a baby's feeding bottle outside. She went to BB's house and requested to fetch her children. However, Dinambling already left the boarding house with the older child and only the baby was left. In the past, he would hit AA's head, pull her hair, and kick her. When AAA went to the police, she was merely told that it was a family problem that could be talked about. 6 days after the incident, AAA was at CCC's house when Dinambling arrived. He shouted and counted down for AAA to come out. When she came out, Dinambling punched her in the left ear, which subsequently bled. When AAA asked him why he kept on following her when she already had left him, Dinambling shouted her family name and told her she was good for nothing. AAA left for the barangay captain's house, but Dinambling caught up with her and kicked her until she fell to the ground. On the road, Dinambling pulled down AA's pants and panty and shouted at her while people looked on. Dinambling, then intoxicated, left on a motorcycle. AAA stayed at her friend's home until she felt some back pain in the next morning. She found out she was bleeding and about to miscarry, so she was immediately brought to the hospital. There, she was told that she was 19 weeks pregnant and had an incomplete abortion. She was hospitalized for 4 days. Dinambling visited her but showed no remorse over his act. Dinambling was charged for violation of Republic Act number 9262.